November is going to be a pretty big month for Civilization 6, with the game arriving on Xbox and PlayStation 4, and the Rise and Fall and Gathering Storm expansions arriving on Switch, Xbox and PlayStation 4. Today we're going to start with a series of update videos where we talk about big things and small things to do with the console versions of the game. So today we are going to be talking about the subject of multiplayer in these games. Switch fans, get ready to feel aggrieved. And we're also going to talk about the controls on the PlayStation and Xbox versions of the game. If you're going to enjoy today and want to see more news on Civilization 6 for consoles, remember to hit that like button. And the biggest thing you can do is to subscribe, because that makes me very happy. Because I am a man of the people too, if there's anything you want to share or suggest, put it down in the comments. If I feel it's worth discussing in the next video, then I'll put it on the screen. So yeah, feel free to do that. So the first thing we need to talk about is the multiplayer news, and more specifically the online multiplayer news for Xbox and PlayStation 4. Now Switch players, calm yourself down, but Xbox and PlayStation 4 will have proper online multiplayer for up to 4 people. Now the Switch version doesn't have that, largely because of the servers from what I understand, but this is brilliant news if you are on one of those two consoles. What I've inferred from this news about the online multiplayer only supporting up to 4 players is we can probably expect it to be a little bit smaller on scale than a full-scale 12-player game. 4 players to me suggests the map will not be that big, the games won't be that long, etc, etc. Now this is a good thing. I mean, some people won't be happy, but remember Civilization Revolution on consoles? You could have 4 online players and 1 AI. Those games were brilliant. They weren't too big, they didn't take too long, so I think they're going in the right direction with this. One slight negative with the Xbox and PlayStation Online is that there won't be any crossplay, which would have been good for making sure people could get into games easier. However, I didn't really expect there to be, and I'm not too disappointed about that. So now we've talked about the online multiplayer, and Switch fans are probably very upset. There is actually some good news for multiplayer on all consoles that's not online. As we've known for a little while now, hot seating is coming to Civilization 6 on consoles. We now know it's coming to every single console, it's coming to the Switch, it's coming to the PlayStation, and it's coming to the Xbox. Now, if you don't know what hot seating is, basically it's a feature where you take it in turns in the same game to all play. So we could be in a game of 4, so maybe me and 3 friends are playing Civilization, we're all in the game, I'm playing as Egypt, they're playing as England, I don't know, someone's playing as Spain, and someone else is playing as France. Basically, you're all in the same game, but you just take it in turns to have your go. There's some very good news regarding this as well for people with absolutely massive friendship groups. Up to you and 11 of your friends, yes, that's 12 people, can be in one single game hot seating, which I think's fantastic. But I guess that will be sort of underutilized, because 1, who has 11 friends who all love playing Civ, and 2, who has a room big enough for 12 of you to play hot seating? I don't know, it's not a bad thing though. I mean, you could just shove everybody in the garage. Is that a reasonable thing to do? So next up, let's focus on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox versions of the game, and more specifically, let's talk about the controls. So we have a little bit of news on all kinds of controls. We're starting to figure out how this game will work. So, first up, the triangle will open notifications, and the square button will delete them. Or on Xbox, it's the Y button to load up notifications, and the X button to delete notifications. Now, in Civilization, notifications are a massive thing. They are the way you get information, you get key events, things like that. So it's no surprise they're using main buttons to open and close these. We also know how the camera and moving units will operate on the new consoles. There are no shocks here. The right analog stick will allow you to move the camera, whilst the left one is used for directing your units across the map. That's basically the same on Xbox and PlayStation, just obviously the left analog stick is in quite a different place on Xbox compared to PlayStation. And we also know about the camera. So on R2, the PlayStation zooms the camera in, whilst L2 zooms the camera out. On Xbox, and that's basically the same, with the right analog stick zooming the camera in, and the left analog stick zooming the camera out. No big surprises there at all. Anybody that's played these Civilization games before will know how important the camera controls are. It's important to be zoomed out so you can see the bigger picture, but also it's good to zoom in sometimes because the battles frankly look incredible. So there you have it, our first news update on Civilization 6 coming to Xbox and PlayStation. What do you think to the points we've discussed here today, and what else do you want us to look at in future videos? Next time we'll definitely be looking and discussing the price of the new content on all platforms before we move on to a brief outline of both Rise and Fall and Gathering Storm. If you have enjoyed today and want to see more, obviously hit that like button, it helps us out so much. And remember to subscribe so you don't miss another video. Thank you so much for watching. Please also do share your comments, I'll be sure to feature them if possible. And I will see you in another video soon.